So, welcome everyone. Welcome back to our Sustainable Peace Starts Now with Education. So, thank you for being with us. We're going to go to my name is Q from the Ven Oliveira. I am part of the Women's Federation UN team here in Vienna. And we are going to kick off this second session or third session with the support of our Mexican permanent mission, Mr. Diego Alonso Simancas-Gutierrez. Thank you so much for being with us, and some words of greetings. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Still good morning, and very briefly. Firstly, I would like to convey the apologies and actually the sorrowness of His Excellency Ambassador José Antonio Zabalgoitia for not being able to join you this morning, and it was scheduled. He has an official business that he couldn't leave behind to be here. And he wanted to be here based on the conviction that we have in Mexico that we need this type of opportunities to engage with all of you, especially with the young people, because otherwise we cannot call ourselves representatives. If we don't talk to you, we don't listen to you, we don't see your views, your points, and especially your ideas and your provocations, we simply cannot be able to perform actively and accurately our job. So, Sneer, if you're in the room, never be ashamed of speaking up, not only you, but all of you. Never suppress yourself, even if you think you're too loud. Never let us to repress you. And if you want to be loud, and if you want to shout, shout. And if we don't listen, engage. Engage with us again until, as I believe it was Joseph, we listen to each other and we understand each other and we'll see how we can come together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Simancas-Gutierrez, and thank you for supporting the Women's Federation and especially the youth here with Debate for Peace. Thank you so much for your support of your mission. Then this session we will hear about initiatives of peace, because we want to promote peace at the UN and also inform the youth and perhaps inspire the youth with different success cases. So first of all, I would like to introduce Mrs. Caroline Hungerlaender. She's the Managing Director of the IUFE, the Institute for Environment, Peace and Development. Mrs. Hungerlaender, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Excellencies, esteemed guests. It is both an honor and a privilege for me to address you today as the Executive Director of the Institute for Environment, Peace and Development to advance the themes of sustainability, peace and education and tell you a bit about our work at the UFE. Sustainable peace starts now. Well, I was born and raised in a country where peace doesn't have to start because it already exists. And so, if you will forgive me, I will not speak about today's wars and violent conflicts, although these conflicts deserve our full attention and the goodwill of the global community. However, I dare not to speak of realities I only know from the headlines. Instead, I will speak about a different kind of peace, a peace already achieved and the challenge of preserving it. I will speak about peace building in its truest sense, safeguarding the conditions to preserve positive peace. For peace does not simply reproduce itself. You may recall the Böckenförder dictum, it's very famous, and it goes like this: the liberal, secular state lives by conditions which it cannot itself guarantee. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the same may apply to peace. Peace depends on conditions it cannot guarantee by itself. Our task, therefore, is to create and maintain those conditions for the 21st century. Why does this matter? Because our world is changing profoundly and at an unprecedented pace. 3 megatrends shape our time. First, demographic change is making even peaceful societies older, more diverse, and more urban. Second, technological disruption led by AI is redefining economies, governance, and even our perception of truth. by introducing new weapon system and sparking an arms race that includes non-state actors. Third, climate change, already a reality, is leading to resource conflicts and triggering massive investments that raise profound questions about fairness and redistribution. How then can we sustain peace under these conditions? Our conviction is sustainable peace starts now with education. So why education? Education is a value in itself, but it is also a tool. And like every tool, it can be used for building or for destruction. What matters is its content and its purpose. So let me share 3 points for a purposeful education. First, future literacy. Future literacy is the ability to imagine multiple scenarios and to understand the future is not fixed. So those who believe that everything is predetermined, they lose hope. Those who believe that they can shape the future take action. Future literacy empowers people to become agents of change and to write a better story for tomorrow. Second, the power of forgiveness. Education not only changes the future, but it can also heal the wounds of the past. Let us teach forgiveness. Let us teach the courage to ask for forgiveness and the greatness to grant it. Well, this is not easy. Pain and loss are real, while forgiveness often feels abstract. However, although revenge may be the instinctive human response, sustainable peace cannot be built on revenge. Forgiveness is therefore both an intellectual achievement and an act of heart. Without forgiveness and without the willingness to acknowledge guilt and to show remorse, a seed of conflict will always remain. Third, social cohesion and peace tech. In diverse and urban societies, social cohesion does not emerge automatically from shared heritage, religion, or tradition. It must be actively cultivated through common institutions, shared narratives, and, above all, shared goals. These goals are being negotiated right now, and it matters deeply that the vision of extremists does not prevail. That is why we must empower people to use technology for transparency and participation. Here, peace tech plays a crucial role. Technologies that foster peace, such as AI-driven conflict early warning systems, digital dialogue platforms, and tools to counter disinformation. Yet, while billions are invested in new weapons, peace tech receives only a fraction of that funding. This imbalance must change, because in an era of hybrid threats and deepfakes, peace tech is not optional, it is essential. Ladies and gentlemen, sustainable peace does not begin someday, it begins today, wherever we invest in education that enables people to keep hope alive, to take responsibility, and to use AI for good. And here, I see the strength of the young generation. Young people like you who choose peace are doing something extraordinary. They resist the currents of cynicism and violence. They believe in a future that can be shaped, and that belief is the foundation of peace itself. So to all of you walking this path, you are truly the architects of a more peaceful world. Your work is not only valuable, it is indispensable. Let us make sure your voices are heard and your ideas become reality. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Hungerlaender, for showcasing what the Institute for Environment, Peace and Development is doing, and emphasizing the importance of future literacy, the power of forgiveness, peace tech, and empowering our young architects of peace. So thank you very much. And I just want to mention, if you hear any term, at the UN we use a lot of terms, so if you do not know some words, just write them down and Google them later. So next up, we want to welcome and also thank the support of the mission of Burkina Faso. I would like to welcome Her Excellency Mrs. Fatou Angelique Bessin on behalf of the permanent mission of Burkina Faso in Vienna. She will greet you and also showcase some peace initiatives in her country. So, Mrs. Bessin, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Before coming with my presentation, I want to share the appreciation of my ambassador, Her Excellency Ouattara Maimunata. She couldn't make it because she is out of Vienna, but she is a great peacemaker. So coming to my presentation, I would like to show the examples of Burkina Faso in involving women in the production of peace and security and social cohesion in Burkina Faso. Next slide, please. Can I use this? Okay. Okay. So my plan will be the following. I will start with an introduction, and then I will share the roles, the traditional roles that women play in Burkina Faso. And I will also share with you some contemporary illustrations, and I will finish with a conclusion. So I will not be long because we have just 10 minutes. So in introduction, I want to say that Burkina Faso is a country located in the middle west of Africa. Since 2015, the country is going through a security and humanitarian crisis. This is why I'm here, because peace is very important for us, and everywhere we are talking about peace, Burkina Faso is there. So women represent almost 52% of the population, and they also represent 23.28% of internally displaced persons due to the security problem. So apparently, women are absent and less visible from the area of mediation and conflict resolutions, but in fact, they play a key role in maintaining social cohesion through the efforts they deploy daily to provide education and to build trust and participate in social life. So the women role, the traditional role, in Burkina Faso, the society is very diverse and the practice differs from one ethnic group to another. Nevertheless, to manage conflict situation, traditional society has well-structured regulatory mechanism where women generally plays several roles that can be grouped as the role of advisor, mediator also, and educator, and also the role of social pressure. So the role of advisor, mediator, and education, women as advisor. The saying "la nuit porte conseil" for those who understand French, it's like the night give advices. This is interpreted as the time given to men to consult women, whether it is their wife or their mother. In this case, women seem to be behind the scenes, but their role is no less important. In general, they are appreciated and their advices can help avoid community or inter-community conflicts. So women as mediators. To settle some conflicts, particularly those involving couples, the society call on elderly women. Also, as soon as married, it's expected to the young lady to be on one hand an actress of peace, and on another hand to be a mediator in the conflicts that could happen in her husband's family. It is current, for example, to arrange marriage between two enemy villages just to settle a problem. For example, we can have one daughter from a village and a son from another village, arrange a marriage between both in way to settle a dispute or a fight between these two villages. So mothers as educator. In Burkina Faso, we of course have modern schools, modern education, but the education in the traditional and societal values and norms of children are a priority and provided by family, principally by women. They teach to children the values of peaceful coexistence, such as solidarity, respect of truth, a sense of honesty, and tolerance, and respect for life. The teaching is done through tales, proverbs, songs, or daily discussions. So the second role, group of role is the role of social pressure. So beyond the family circle, women play also a pressure role in front of political leaders. In Burkina Faso, several more or less spontaneous movements or protests against a situation or to demand peace have been recorded. During these movements, women most often hold kitchen tools like spatulas or brooms, which representing the power of women and are considered as tools with supernatural power. So as in the first, in this picture, the first one in my left side, you can see women with spatulas. On one of the spatulas, it writes projet de loi attention. It means law project attention, because at that time, one of our former president wanted to change the constitution in way to stay longer in the power. It was in 2012. So women went on street and with the spatulas, and they say, no, we don't want you more in the power because you already spent 27 years in the power. And this president was chased out. And in the second picture on my right side, you can see women on the streets wearing white clothes. The white clothes is a symbol of peace. They was going out and asking for peace. It was in 2018. Think about the 2015, we started, the problem with the security started. So in 2018, they went on the street and they asked for peace and they asked for discussion. So now I will talk about some contemporary illustrations about peace. Many organizations and NGOs are engaged in Burkina Faso for the empowerment of women. They often work closely with government to achieve their goals. Like in 2023, the Women Peace and Security Collective, in collaboration with the Ministry in charge of women, organized a big campaign on social network. It was essentially about posting a message of peace every single day during 30 days. So more than 1,000 women and girls participated in this campaign, I too. So this is the picture. You can see my picture on the top with the message of the day. It was Je suis une femme, je suis porteuse de vie et vecteur de paix. Je m'engage à éduquer mes enfants pour un Burkina Faso de paix et de vie. It is in French because the official language in Burkina Faso is French, so I will translate it. It is, I am a woman, I am a barrier of life and a vector of peace. I commit to educating my children for a Burkina Faso of peace and life. So every single day we have to post a new message on peace. So the next example is the men's schools. Men's School is an initiative of UNDP that aims to involve men in issues of reproductive and family health, especially by encouraging them to support their women, their wife, during, So I was talking about the men's school. It is an initiative that involve men in issue of reproductive and family health. Can I have it bigger? Like, okay. Yes. Oh. Okay, I will continue.
Yes, I
In
think.
LKN, women task. Helping their wife during the pregnancy and participate in healthcare and home taxes considered reserved for women. This initiative has allowed many men to create an environment of peace in their family. Yes, okay, next slide. Sure. Yes, the next picture is about, I give two examples. The first one is showing the reintegration of internally displaced women. I say because of the situation we have internally displaced persons. So this is the women. They have been giving fund to undertake. So they start activities like doing soap. This picture they was doing soap that they sell and have some money, and then they can be independent. The second one is showing a training in leadership for women in the area with high security challenges. I was the trainer. In the picture, you can see me in front of. It was about 70 women representing all the villages, and this was to give them the possibility or the way how they can go in front of deciders and say, no, we don't want this, or to ask for more peace, or to ask what they need. So this training was about that. And I will stop here. Next slide, please. Yes, I will stop here by giving my conclusion. So the traditional role of women and the state and NGOs initiatives allow the country to establish a social framework of peace and to solve some problems. So many challenges still remain. That's why initiatives and NGOs like Women Federation for World Peace must be continued to be supported in way to promote peace in the world. Next slide. So I thank you all for your attention.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for showcasing the crucial roles of women, especially in peace building in your country. And thank you to the mission for supporting this beautiful event. So we go to our next speaker of today, Mrs. Stephanie Butchek. Welcome. Mrs. Butchek is a teacher, a mentoring and business coach. She stands for real inclusion and does not only recognize barriers, but also transforms them. So, Mrs. Butchek, the floor is yours. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation, dear Renate, and it's a pleasure for me to be part of this event. Peace, what a big word. What a vulnerable word. A word easily spoken, yet hard to live. We talk about peace in political assemblies, in conferences, in educational programs. We design strategies, negotiate agreements, and rely on structures. But peace doesn't begin on paper. Peace begins in how we meet one another. In those small moments when we choose, do I need to be right, or am I willing to understand? We live in a world where differences are quickly seen as a threat. Language, origin, religion, skin color, shape, way of thinking. Everything that makes us diverse is often used to classify us, not to see us. And that is where peace truly begins, not in equality, but in the ability to tolerate difference without giving up connection. I have spent my life outside the norm, as a woman in a wheelchair, as a teacher in a system with little space for flexibility, as a human being seen but often not heard. I know how quickly people are reduced to roles, to labels, to origin. And I know how powerful it can be when someone instead says, I see you, not your role, I see you. Peace doesn't happen when everything is resolved. Peace begins when we choose to stay in relationships, even in uncertainty. These are the kinds of decisions that make a difference, especially today. Like the ones made by these young people of Israel. They live in a reality where tension is not just a theory. It's felt every single day. They come from different religions, cultures, identities, and still they choose not to divine each other by history, but by their presence. Not through mistrust, but through the willingness to truly see one another, without judgment, without labels, without borders. This is not a project, it's a decision, and it's a form of peace greater than any ideology. Margaret Mead once said, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. And that's exactly what we see when young people rise, beyond the lines that divide them. But the path of peace is not a straight one. It doesn't start with a perfect plan. It starts with a first step, then another and another. Not every step is visible. Not every step is loud. But every single one is part of a movement that goes beyond fear, withdrawal, or anger. Because peace doesn't grow large if it's never practiced small. Education plays a vital role, not as a tool, but as an invitation. Peace cannot be taught, but it can be experienced, felt, remembered. By questions like, what do you need to feel safe? How can I listen even if I don't fully understand? How can we stand side by side and still maintain our individuality? That is education, not as instruction, but as relationship. I stand here today because I made a choice, not to be a victim, but a creator, not a pawn, but a player. That choice wasn't always easy, but it was essential. It allowed me to claim my place in this world, despite the resistance, or perhaps because of it. And that's what we can offer each other today, the courage to take a step, even without certainty, the grace to carry one another when things get heavy, the reminder that even small steps are powerful. Peace is an ongoing journey, and it's something we can embrace every day, because peace happens now, when we truly see one another, not judge, when we listen even without answers, when we don't walk away but stay. I hope we won't just be part of the process of building peace. I hope we live it every day, with our presence, with our voice, with our humanity. Because in the end, what matters is not what was said about us, but whether we truly saw each other as people, not as opponents, not as symbols, but not as reminders of pain, but as hope in the here and now. Peace begins when we truly see each other, not when we judge. And to the young people who embody this, thank you for showing up. Thank you for staying. Thank you for being braver than many adults ever dared to be. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Bucek, for your beautiful and encouraging words on peace and on commitment. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you. Then we are going to our last speaker of this morning, and that's Mrs. Iona Itcha. She's the president of the YSP Balkans and also the UN coordinator for Europe and the Middle East of Youth for Students in Peace. And she will be talking about some peace initiatives they are working on with their organization. Very welcome, Iona, and the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Q, for your nice introduction. I hope you are not so much tired to listen a few more minutes. I want to thank first the Women Federation for organizing this amazing event. Always you are an inspiration. And also Debate for Peace. You was amazing. Thank you for what you shared with us. I want to introduce for you International Association of Youth and Students for Peace in Europe and Middle East. Is an NGO committed to empower young people to become agents of peace and positive social change. At YSP, we believe peace begins with education, dialogue, and inclusion. Our mission is to equip youth with the tools of mindset to build bridges across cultures, histories, and identities. Through non-formal education and grassroots action, we work to promote human rights, reconciliation, and intercultural understanding. We organize workshops, advocacy campaigns, and youth exchanges across Europe and Middle East, especially in post-conflict regions. And coming of this, yes, I want to share with you some concrete examples. Our panelists, our amazing panelists before, they say that every one of us should take an action and then every one of us can contribute for peace. And I want to share with you the Balkan International Youth Summit for Peace that is going to be held in September 20 to 22 in Mitrovica in Kosovo. I don't know how many of you visited Kosovo or Balkans, but if you see this bridge here, actually, the bridges are built to connect people and to bring people together. But this bridge, now it turned the symbols of division. It's dividing the city in middle since 25 years when the war it happens. And then the north part of the city is divided in middle. The north part of the city is lived by Serbian citizen, and the south part of the city is lived by Kosovar citizen. And since in 25 years, like not communication between young people in this city. In Serbia and in Kosovo, life is going on, but in this city, like everything, it looks like everything is stuck. And then the politics, everything is designed by adults, not by young people there. This idea, it started in the 3rd of October last year. I was invited to participate in the north part, and it was first time for me. I never was there, and to be sincere, I was a bit, I don't know if I can say scared, but I was curious, but I went together with my colleague. We said, we have to go. We got the invitation, we have to go, let's try. And what we found there, it was an amazing event, but the most surprising thing, it was a band composed by youth, young people, 5 young people. One it was from Serbia, one from Albania, one from Bosnia, one it was from Roma community, and one it was from Turkey. So all of them living in Mitrovica, and all of them, they composed this amazing band, and they play amazing music. And then I was shocked, like I was shocked. I'm a university professor, and then I shared this with my student when I went back. Because what young people know in Kosovo, and I'm pretty sure even in Serbia, for 25 years, they didn't have communication. It's like, yeah, we know it happened, everything it happened in the war. But then what after these 25 years? And that we need to give a chance to young people to design their future. We need to give the chance to young people to write the politics and to find a solution for their problems. And actually in 25 years, the voice of the youth is not heard, and what we have, no communication. No communication and nothing there between young people in these 25 years in that city. I'm speaking for Mitrovica city. So when we was coming back, we said we have definitely to organize something in Mitrovica, not in capital city in Pristina, but in Mitrovica here. So less than 10 months, and then we have this event that is already almost finished with preparation, and it's going to 120 young people are going to participate, and then the focus is to bring 20 young Serbian and 20 young Kosovars together, and also we are going to invite 80 young people from all around the world. So this invitation is open also for young people who are participating here, and then you can find this information in your desk, like in front of you, and then you have QR code there because I don't want to be longer going through the program. So you have all information there, but it's going to be 3 amazing days with amazing programs that we are going to give the chance to young people working together and design their future, design the solution for the problem they face. Not the design by adults, but designed by them. So yeah, this is our event. Please join us in Mitrovica. It's almost after 1 month. And then what I wanted to say to our young people here that, so it took just 11 months. And it came just from an invitation, and it needed a bit of courage to say, yes, I want to participate, I want to go. And then some inspiration from other young people, and then here you go. You get an idea, and after 11 months, we are going to have an amazing summit in Mitrovica. And yeah, we was laughing when the idea came, like the world is going to meet in Mitrovica in beginning, but now is a reality. So yeah, please join us in Mitrovica. It's an open invitation, and we are going to secure accommodation and meals and everything what is going to happen during these 3 days, and making possible for you to have an amazing event there. And what I wanted to share with you also else shortly, one of our key programs that we have in YSB is the Peace Designer Training. It's a seminar that helps young people discover their strength, applying design thinking, and developing community-based peace projects aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals. And the next training is going to be organized in Vienna from September 26 to 28. So I have another invitation, because this is an amazing program, to an amazing chance for young people to participate. And then in the end, graduates become certified peace designers and continue to receive support from us to implement their ideas. So thank you so much. And all of this, it reflects YSP core belief that sustainable peace requires investing in youth. Thank you so much.